Okay, just moved over to M22, 4-second exposure, and gain is 40%. Well, hopefully they're having fun up at Foymont. It sounded like it from the number of people that showed up today. Let's see, what other parameters do I have adjusted? I have the sharpness to noise off. Yeah. Saturation, I can try raising the saturation and seeing what it does. See if it puts any color in the stars. All it did was throw a little more blue into the background. I'm going to lower the saturation. Okay, it was better without it. Okay, let me raise the exposure. Let's see what happens if I raise the exposure to 6. I'm going to click in one zoom level. And, okay. He was saying he had never had that large of a crowd at Foymont, and there's more people coming tomorrow. It was like the place is full, which is good. And he Skyped me this morning from inside his trailer. He was sitting there on the sofa relaxing. He finally got a chance to relax. I could see he was happy sitting there. So let me put this in. What is the description? This is M22, 6 seconds, gain 40/100. Okay, not bad. Looks pretty good. I think Rock has promoted this as being for the bright deep sky objects. And people have been asking for images, and I haven't had a chance to provide any. So it looks like yeah, for outreach, it's going to be a nice little camera. That's Amp Glow. Uh, he was going to check to see if there was a dark field subtraction available for this camera in the software. He never did. I never did find it. Hopefully, they can implement a dark where you could actually take a dark and subtract it on the fly like you can with the Skyraider cameras. That would help clean up that band at the top. Uh, if not, then the only thing you could do would be slightly zoom in to cut it off. It's like if I do one more zoom in, let's see what happens. I zoomed in a little bit more. And zoom down center. And if you zoom in, then you can cut off the top. But it would be better if you had a dark field subtraction. Let's see. I haven't tried. I don't know. There is no. Is there? Oh wait. Whoa. Okay. Hold on. Full field. Full field. There is a crop function now. Whether oh no, fit to width. There it is. Fit to width. Now there is a crop function. Let's see what happens. That's a crop, and then you can maximize the crop out. Okay, so that does work. So you can crop, and then I guess there's a way of uncropping. Yeah, uncrop. Oh. So now you go back. If I do let me try another crop. Crop. I'm going to start below the amp glow and say OK. And there's the crop, and then I can zoom in. So there is the crop zoomed in. So you can cut out the amp glow. Let me go back to full. Oh, undo, undo. I'm back to full. Let me try going to, let's see what happens with the lagoon. Lagoon is, where is it relative to the meridian? It's,
Telescope slewing to target.
let's see what happens with the lagoon.
Telescope slew complete.
Okay. The lagoon's at the very top. Okay, so now I gotta move. Which way do I have to move the mount? Let me go to a shorter exposure. Pump, pump, pump. I'm in 2-second mode. I want to move that big bright star to the center. Let's see, which way is it going to move? I'm going to hit the south button and see which way it moves. South moved it east. So the west button moved it down. So I have to hit west. Okay, and I see the nebula at the top. I think I have to get those bright stars near the bottom. Okay. Now, let's see. Let's go to .6 seconds. And note to self, this is the worst part of the light pollution that I have to deal with. This is Astrophysics 1600. Boy. Yeah, here's the, I'll pull the commands. This is what I'm using. It shows where the mount's located right now. I'm at altitude 32 degrees, azimuth 159. There's a city of Slaughter, Louisiana, about 3.5 miles due south. Population about 40,000, and that's where we're looking right now. That is the problem. So Lagoon is really suffering because of that. If I go down, let's see, I was at 16, let me go to 12, see what happens. Maybe I should raise, and I should raise the black point a little bit. Let me raise the description. What happens when you go to maximum exposure? 10 seconds is the max. Probably gonna get a lot of amp glow in 10 seconds. I didn't see a change. I'm going to try going higher. Let me go to the Mega Nebula.
Telescope slewing to target.
A little bit higher out of the light pollution, maybe.
Telescope slew complete.
It's not that much higher, but it's there. So I'm at half gain. Okay. Well, that is the swan or check mark. Let me see if I can increase saturation a little. I can try bumping the gain up. Let me try 60. See what happens with the next one. Whoa. Well, that kicked in some light pollution. Let's raise the black, raise the white, move the midpoint. There it is. Okay. So that is with gain 61, 10-second exposure. Let me lower the saturation one click. Let me annotate what this is. This is yeah, okay. Click. What? Jim, no, I have not, but I, because of what's been happening in our neighborhood ever since Katrina, I may be forced to start using light pollution filters. Uh, Ever since Katrina, when the mass exodus from the New Orleans area occurred, there's been a lot of people that have moved over here, a lot of new commercial establishments, a lot of new light pollution, uh, you name it. So yes, I I was looking at Doug Murphy's broadcast the other night, and Doug was using his Lumicon Deep Sky with his 9.25-inch Hyperstar with the DS 2.3 Plus, and the images look quite nice. I was impressed with what he was getting with his light. He was at a magnitude 5.1 sky, which is what mine used to be a few years ago. Uh, but he was still using a light pollution filter and getting some really nice dark background. He posted a bunch of pictures to the group, uh, and he's doing quite well with his cameras and his light pollution filters. So I may be forced to resort to having to use a light pollution filter. With this camera, with the limit of 10 seconds, uh, the light pollution filter would probably cut way too much out, but some of the other cameras with longer exposures, yeah, using a light pollution filter would probably be a good idea. Oh, let's see what else is around here I could try. Oh, what the heck? I can get away from, there's a central point here which I'm playing with. And I got it directly under the center of the bell curve. I've raised the black point a little to the point of just clipping on the left side. Maybe I could reduce the saturation one. Well, saturation is where it sets 4, so let me go down to 3 on the saturation, see what that does to the image. Again, like Brock's goal for this camera was it has a built-in 16 gigabyte SD card. It has a USB slot where you can plug in a wireless mouse, which is included. And you run an HDMI cable to either a projector or a monitor, and you need nothing else. You can record images or videos right to the camera. You can control the camera right from the mouse. No need for a computer, nothing else. So for the brighter objects, this will be a pretty interesting little camera. Well, let's see. Halfway down the right side. I've moved it over. Are you watching where I'm moving it? I'm right about here. Let's see what it does. I think the one last object I'm going to go to after this will be the dumbbell, to see if I can even get the dumbbell. I'll be getting away from some of the light pollution. It'll be interesting. You all ready to move on to the dumbbell nebula?